Welcome back, dear audience. In our last video, we promised to explore the concept of paradigms and the nice guy syndrome. So here we are. Imagine a paradigm as the mental map you use to navigate through life's journey. It's like your personal GPS, operating often at an unconscious level, shaping your attitudes and behaviors. Now, this mental map serves as a filter, magnifying information that aligns with it and screening out the rest. It's like tuning into a radio station that only broadcasts the songs you like. But what happens when your map is outdated or inaccurate? You might find yourself driving in circles, growing frustrated and confused. You're trying harder, but you're not getting anywhere. Most paradigms are formed during our childhood, when we are young and impressionable. These early interpretations of our experiences, however inaccurate, become deeply ingrained and often go unquestioned as we grow older. Now consider this. What if the paradigm you've been operating on isn't serving you well? What if it's leading you astray? This brings us to the nice guy syndrome. Moving on, let's delve into the nice guy syndrome, a typical example of an ineffective paradigm. This is a belief system that many people, especially men, adopt. It's the idea that by hiding their flaws and becoming what they think others want them to be, they will be loved, their needs will be met, and they'll have a problem-free life. On the surface, this might seem reasonable. Who wouldn't want love, fulfillment, and a life devoid of problems? But here's the catch. This paradigm rarely, if ever, works. And yet, so many stick to it doggedly, convinced that it's their only option. Let's take Jason as an example. Jason grew up in a challenging family environment. His father was a perfectionist and a control freak, always demanding that things should be done his way. His mother, on the other hand, was emotionally dependent and vicariously lived through her children. To cope with this, Jason developed a paradigm. He thought if he could do everything right, he would win his father's approval and avoid any criticism. But here's where it gets frustrating. No matter how hard Jason tried, he could never meet his father's unrealistic expectations. And his mother's emotional instability meant that she was often unable to respond to his needs. So despite all his efforts, Jason's paradigm wasn't working. It was ineffective. Yet, like many others with the nice guy syndrome, Jason persisted. He believed that if he just tried harder, things would eventually work out. But all this did was leave him feeling more frustrated, more unfulfilled, and more disconnected from others. Jason's story is not unique. Many of us unknowingly operate on similar, ineffective paradigms, shaped by our early life experiences. We stick to these roadmaps, even when they lead us down the wrong path, or leave us driving in circles. As with Jason, many of us may be operating on ineffective paradigms, but remember, recognizing the problem is the first step towards change. Ineffective paradigms like the nice guy syndrome can limit us, but there's always room for change. Think about the roadmaps you've been using to navigate your life. Are they leading you in circles? Are they causing frustration? It's time to inspect these deeply ingrained paradigms, to question their accuracy, and to be brave enough to redraw them. In our next video, we'll further unravel this intricate web, exploring ways to challenge and shift these deep-seated paradigms. Until then, do share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video insightful. Stay tuned and remember, change is possible.